welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here. And if you are watching this the day that this upload actually goes up, it is a nice sunny Sunday. And boy, I'm just so happy and feel so energized from it all. And I'm also excited about this video. And of course, I'm excited to be, chilling and chatting with you guys too. So yes, definitely. I'm so glad that you are here. We are going to get into this video. As you know, this is premiere night, soon to be anyways, for the Real Housewives of Potomac. And if you are watching and you're excited like me, then you are ready to go when it premieres tonight, right? Now, I am going to have to go back and forth between this and the AMAs that's actually going to be going on tonight as well. So I'm not sure exactly when I will watch RHOP in full, but it will be tonight. So it'll probably just be a later showing. That's okay. I am going to be here for the premiere. Nevertheless, I am so excited about it. Now, as you know, I have been going through and really taking a nice peruse with some of the stories and sharings that have been provided for us premiere of RHOP, because as I've shared in previous videos, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy getting to catch up with the girls. I get to see what's going on with who's coming and who's going, and just get maybe a little bit of an idea of what the storylines might have in store for us. And so I really do enjoy, kind of getting into that. And one of the fun things also I enjoy doing when it comes to kind of exploring, the scenarios around the actual franchise itself is doing it on the day that's actually going to premiere before. So I'm hoping that you will have an opportunity to check this video out just to give you a little bit more information and insight if you are interested if you are going to be watching the premiere tonight. So we are getting into finding out a little bit more about the ladies, because it's nice to get a refresher. Often we may see a lot of what they show us on screen, obviously, but we may not always be fully aware of the things that they do in their professional lives. Sometimes it gets brought into as a storyline. Sometimes we get some sneak peeks into it. Sometimes we're actually brought along to an event associated with it. But it's not so often that we get a full rundown of what exactly the cast members do. And so I thought it was a really nice treat for RHOP to kind of give us a bit of a refresher of what all the ladies on this season's cast, which will be season 9, and what they do professionally outside of the show per se. So I think it'll be fun. For some of the ladies, it's pretty much on par from what we already may know about them. And for some, we're learning a little bit more. So I think that will be a really great way to just have a bit of that refresher before we get into the premiere. If you saw, I did a couple of other videos in regards to the ladies for this particular season. So if you do get a chance to catch those, and if you haven't already, go ahead and do that too, because it'll get you some more insight about what we are looking forward to for this new season. Also, the last video that I did, we got a closer look to getting to know a little bit more about Mia's new love, and which his name is Ink. So I would imagine he's probably going to premiere tonight too, but we'll have to see. But we got to get to know him a little bit more, because like I said in my last video, in regards to him, I think he's going to become a primary cast member. I just feel that he's got that primary cast member energy, quite frankly. Now, we also went down a bit of a sharing with getting to get us reacquainted with Jacqueline, which is also Mia's very dear friend, who has been more like a sister to her for so many years since they were kids. And she's coming back to the franchise for this season, so as a friend to the show. So I'm excited about that. I think a lot of people are excited to see her come back, because she was really well received and very well liked. And as we all know, there was an issue with the ladies, and of course there was a full out scale argumentative conflict on social media, and it just went on for quite some time. But it does seem like they're in a better place, and so we'll probably get some more information about that too. And of course, we get to see the new love, which means we also get to see, more, I think, inside or track about what's going on with the divorce between Gordon and Mia as well. So with that, I guess we will go ahead and get started. But I also do want to mention that once we are done getting through the professional skill of things, we're going to move over to another sharing, because Dr. Wendy is going to give us a little bit more insight of stuff that's more particular to herself. There was a particular political thing she was able to do, which was really nice. And also, too, she's going to talk to us a little bit about her friendship or where she stands with Gizelle, because we know that Candace is no longer on the show, and that was her really good girlfriend. Just like Robin is no longer on the show, and that was Gizelle's ace boo coon. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two ladies navigate this season without their two, staunch supporters, friends, you name it, and see how they can come together and continue to move forward within the franchise, because it looks to me like neither one of the ladies are interested in going anywhere. And I'm not too sure that we may not see one or both of the other ladies that have left at some point down in the future, but I guess we'll just have to see. So with that, go ahead and sit back. It is Sunday if you are catching it again on this upload, or if you're catching it on a Sunday. But anytime that you are, seeing this video, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And like I said, go ahead, sit back and relax. It's going to be fun. Leave your thoughts about the, the information that we find down in the comment section. Respectfully, I would love to know what you're thinking about the new season if you're watching. And let's go ahead and get into it. So we are going to be starting with, we're going to be starting with the professional aspect of things, right? So this is going to be a sharing coming from BravoTV.com, and it shares that what does the RHOP Season 9 cast do for a living? Well, in addition to learning about the Real Housewives of Potomac wives' careers, we're going to learn even where the Season 9 cast went to college, because sometimes that's important for people. So we'll go ahead and get into that. So now, the leaves may be turning, but cherry blossom season is in full bloom on Bravo with the return of the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's like, can you feel the energy, right? Can you feel it? Now, Gizelle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Karen Huger, Dr. Wendy Osefo, and Mia Thornton are all returning for Season 9, which premieres tonight, October 6th. They are joined by new wives Stacey Rush and Kierna Stewart. Outside of RHOP, all the ladies have bustling careers. Finding out what they do, each one of them that is, for a living, we're going to find that out as we scroll through this sharing. So first up, we are getting into finding out a little bit more of our veteran, Gizelle. So let's pop that down a little bit so it's easier for me to see who I'm talking about. All right, so now what is Gizelle Bryant's job? Well, Gizelle and Ashley are behind the activewear brand G&A. The mom of three also co-hosts the Reasonably Shady podcast alongside RHOP alum Robin Dixon. Now, also too, to that point about both elements, we get to see an opening, a sharing of the activewear through that unfortunate fashion show, but it looks like things are still going strong. So hopefully we'll see more positive things surrounding that branding and that particular business for the ladies. And also, apparently Reasonable Shady Podcast has not changed its name. I did a video not too long ago, maybe it's been a couple months now. You know that there is a heated trademark infringement situation that they are in with the rapper Eminem. And so we are still, in the thralls of that and figuring out what's going to happen next. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But for all intents and purposes, it still seems to be that they're still using the Reasonable Shady podcast name for their podcast. All right. So now we are going to move on to Ashley Darby. Let's check out what Ashley does for a living. Now, Ashley Darby's job is said to be that in addition to collaborating with Gizelle on G&A, Ashley is a certified yoga instructor, a former restaurant owner, which we're fully aware of that, and an ex-pageant queen, which is something that she shared a lot about when she came onto the show many years ago. So yeah, okay. And I can see certified yoga instructor. That seems very much like a fit for her. And, she seems to be very much in Zen mode, or if she's not stirring the pot in somebody's situation. So yeah, good for her. All right. So now we're moving next to, I believe, Miss Karen Huger. Yeah, want to make sure I didn't skip on the slide here. So now, what is Karen Huger's job? Well, Karen is the creator behind her fragrance, La Dame, and she launched a wig line collaboration, La Dame by KH, by RPG Show in 2019. And I believe we got to see, yes, both launches for both of those businesses throughout the series itself. She also expanded the Ladon brand with Ladon by KH Candle. Remember that whole candle debacle between her and Wendy? And home fragrance gift set. So it seems to be that she is continuing down that path, and she's doing really well with it. So congratulations to her. All right, so next up, we are going to be exploring a little bit more about Miss Mia Thornton. I mean, really, she's the one with a lot going on. Now, Mia is an investor and an entrepreneur, and she previously owned franchises of Massage Envy, which is a very well-known brand, and the Joint Chiropractic, which I believe the Joint Chiropractic for sure is with her and her family. And we all know how that demise, and that would be Gordon's side of the family, how that all kind of just went haywire. But nevertheless, it looks like she's going to be moving on and moving forward. So that's a good thing always, right? We like to see the growth of people. So next up, we are, see, this is what I'm saying. I feel like just wants to skip to whoever. Miss Dr. Wendy Osefo. So let's see what she's doing nowadays. Now, apparently her job is that she is a professor at Johns Hopkins University, with 4 degrees, right? A political analyst and the host of her own talk show, The Dr. Wendy Show. So it looks like that took off. You know how she was really kind of bringing us into the forefront of the prior launching of it. We got to see a little bit of her inner workings as she was putting everything together. And that was just last season. So hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of that. Maybe we'll get a little bit of snippets of her actually doing her show. I think that's fantastic. So congratulations to Dr. Wendy for that. The mom of 3 is also the author of the book, Tears of My Mother, and the founder and CEO of the 1954 Equity Project. Maybe we'll get a chance to hear a little bit more about that as well. So yeah, I think that is really, really good. You know, we know she still, swims in the political commentary areas as well. So it will be interesting to see how some of that unfolds with this season, especially with the election and everything going on at the same time. So perfect timing, I would say, right? Okay, so next up, we are going to be talking a little bit about the newbie. And this is Stacey Roush. Now, before she joined RHOP, Stacey was a staple host on QVC. Now, I used to watch QVC quite a bit back in the day, but I don't recall her. So now I'm going to want to go back and see, some kind of old footage, because maybe, who knows, if she's been there for a while, it sounds like. So maybe I just, Mr. You never know who's going to, be a breakout star somewhere, right? Now, the TV personality previously worked as a private yoga instructor. So she's got something probably a little bit more in common with Ashley, for the White House Athletic Center and at an American university. Stacey is also an ambassador for the Humane Rescue Alliance. So it sounds like she's coming with a whole lot of credentials, and I am here for it. I think that she's got a lot that she could share just about that professional aspect alone, and I'm here for it because I love business. I love learning about how people start their businesses, how they're doing in their businesses, and all the little tidbits of, that they like to give to those who are doing the same thing. It's very inspiring to me. So I really am looking forward to learning a little bit more about Miss Stacey. So next up we have yes, we do remember her, don't we? Yeah, she had to fight her way literally on this show, didn't she? But I'm so glad that she became victorious in that. And I think we're going to hear a little bit more for sure about that situation, the whole debacle that happened in that GNA fashion show last season. So this is Kierna Stewart, and her job is, the season 9 wife owns a med spa called KS Beauty and Wellness. Now, Kierna supports several women's empowerment organizations, and she gives me that vibe about her as well, including Black Girls Vote, Color Vision, and The Well. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about all of those endeavors that she is working with, because I think that it's going to lend itself a lot to getting to know more about her. It was so unfortunate how she had to kind of sashay her way into the season, and it was not of her doing for the most part, as far as I feel anyways. It's just an unfortunate situation, and I feel like the least they could do is give her the ability to come on the show if she wanted to, right? So glad that she will be on here. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her and just getting to know more about her and how she flows in with the rest of the family, or the family, when I say the family, of the cast on the show. Now, if I'm not mistaken, she was actually really tight with Candace as well. Or no, you know what? Maybe, is it Candace, or could be Dr. Wendy? it could be Dr. Wendy, but she was obviously cool with Candace too. I think she was actually Dr. Wendy's friend. So we'll see if that relationship still continues to be on the right path and on an even keel as this season goes through. So, that kind of gives us a nice little wrap up for all of the ladies as far as what they do professionally. The sharing does go a little further by expressing a little bit more for those who are interested about maybe what school they went to. So it does share that, where did the RHOP season 9 cast go to college? Well, many of the RHOP ladies also hold degrees, which we know Dr. Wendy holds 4. Now, Ashley had apparently earned her communications degree from the University of Maryland, while Gizelle attended, I know many people that have gone to the University of Maryland, so that's a relatable, right? While Gizelle attended Hampton University, and newbie Stacy attended Michigan State University. So this will be interesting to see how that, because the fact that they're making note of that, I feel like we're going to probably hear some kind of communication, maybe some storyline that will infuse that, but we'll see. Now, Dr. Wendy obtained her undergraduate degree from Temple University before getting her Master of Arts degree in government from Johns Hopkins University. She later earned both a Master of Science degree and PhD in public affairs from Rutgers University. All I ever hear from her is 4 degrees. So now Mia got her ACE certification in newer muscular massage therapy from Southeastern Institute, which obviously lended her very much in the space of being able to deal with, those particular areas of massage envy and, kind of wellness and body and stuff, right? So, of course, as a reminder, if you wanted to know again that the season 9 does premiere tonight, October 6th, definitely, check your local listings. It appears to be 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. And of course, the episodes air on Sundays, as you know. And then I always like to just share this too. If you don't already know, it streams the next day on Peacock. Now, myself, I'm not getting Peacock at this moment, so it doesn't matter for me. So I try to catch it unless I actually DVR it. And yes, I still DVR. It's just one of those things. Certain things I'm just not letting go. I'm not letting go my DVDs. I'm not letting go my CDs. I'm just not letting things go. But yeah, I'm excited about, getting to learn more about the ladies on that front. So let's go ahead and go into the next sharing, which is going to be a little bit more deep dive that Wendy is giving us as far as a little bit of sneak peek to prepare us for how the season may start to lay out as far as her relationships with Gizelle and just other poignant things that she wanted to share. So let's go ahead and get into talking about Dr. Wendy with her 4 degrees. All right. So according to Deadline.com, RHOP's Wendy Asafa on how Corinne Jean-Pierre cameo happened and how friendship with Gizelle Bryant can evolve. Okay, that's very promising. Now, Dr. Wendy Asafa returns to Bravo with The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 premiere on Sunday, October 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Check your local listings. Now, the new season sees Asafa blossoming into new friendships and workplace dynamics that continue to showcase her strength and drive forward success. One place where the entrepreneur loves to film is in her home with her husband and kids. I feel like home or my home scenes are my favorite because naturally I'm just a homebody. I'm rarely out, Asafa tells Deadline. I spend a lot of time at home, so it's my natural element, and I get to deal with my favorite people, with my husband and my kids. It's always a joy. If I can come out right, it's always a joy to film home scenes. And I feel for some strange reason, my husband and kids always outshine me. But I think that this is a very accurate statement because they do in real life, even when the cameras are not here. I'm the most laid back person in the house. Now, despite being laid back, Asafa is not one to stand still and wait for opportunities to happen. She goes out and creates those opportunities for herself, like the Dr. Wendy Show, which is returning this fall with new episodes. So that means it's already aired at some point in time, and I haven't seen any of it. So I'm definitely going to find a way how I can check that out because I'm quite interested to see her in that kind of a space. And I'm really looking forward to that actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into a little bit more about this surprise cameo. Now, in the trailer for the new season of RHOP, the previous show's White House Press Secretary Corinne Jean-Pierre making a cameo as a guest on Asafa's talk show. I'm just super excited for season 2 of the Dr. Wendy Show. We are coming back in October with brand new episodes of Sofa Said. And you guys may not believe this, but the White House actually reached out to me and reached out to my team and said that they wanted to have conversations about the Dr. Wendy Show, and I had the email to prove it. Now, she continued, it's super exciting. It was a moment. It was definitely one of those moments, a core memory, so to speak, that we'll never forget, because I think it speaks to where I am and where I have come into in my career, where people start acknowledging you for the work and what you're doing. And it was a beautiful moment. I was just so humbled by it until today. I still get goosebumps. I can't believe it. Although the stars of RHOP are close to DC and run in political circles, Osofa doesn't think her co-stars should venture into politics. Everyone should be active in the political process, 1000%. But I also believe that there's a level of experience and background that I would want my policyholders and people who enact policy and speak policy to have, she said. A lot of those women don't have that. So yes, I want them all to go vote. But no, I don't want them to become political. Osofa teased that viewers will get to see a different perspective of the majority of the ladies because there have been so many dynamic shifts in the new season following the exit of her friend Candace Dillard Bassett, who we know is probably soon to give birth, right? So let's go ahead and get a little bit more sharing, because I think now we're going to go into her relationship potentially with Gizelle. All right. And one of the friendships that soared in past seasons was Osofa's relationship with Gizelle Bryant, which continues to be rocky. During the season 9 premiere, Bryant extends an invite to Osofa, which she does not see as an olive branch. Tough conversations need to be had, Osofa explained. I say to viewers to make sure to stay tuned and see how we evolve. It's just doesn't happen overnight. It requires tough conversations and it requires a level of accountability. In real life, Osofa might not be inclined to work on her friendship with Bryant, but because both are on a reality series, some may think they are forced to repair that relationship. However, Wendy doesn't think anything is forced. I think it's all about the individual people and the ways in which they make steps to try to have a conversation, she added. I think that if we come into a new season and we're just like, oh my gosh, we're friends, yeah, that's odd. But if there are conversations and there's progression made and attitudes and behaviors are changed, then that is a natural evolution, not just on this show, but in life. You have to be able to evolve, but you evolve when people show you that they're willing to evolve as well. Now, as far as season 9 goes, Wendy said she didn't have any expectations and all she knew was that she wanted to have fun, adding, I will tell you that I had fun this season. I had a lot of fun. I got to celebrate my birthday this season. I had some professional and personal milestones. So I think that this season for me, if I could sum it up in one word, it was fun. Now, Wendy explained the contributing factors to having more fun this season than in previous ones. If I could be honest, I didn't care what anyone thought or said, and I didn't care about judgment, and I didn't care about expectations of others. I lived for myself this season, and I think that's what made it different. And you know what? Bravo to her, because I think that is the way to look at it. It's the way to look at life. We have been under so many things in the last few years that at this point, you need to do what's best for you and live the best life that you possibly can and try to have some fun doing it, because tomorrow is never promised, right? So I am so happy for this. I feel kind of breath of fresh air version of Wendy. I mean, you know, I've always enjoyed Dr. Wendy on the show. Don't get me wrong. I think she is a class act. I enjoy the sparring back and forth. I enjoy her educational lessons like she likes to give us every now and again. And I just all in all get a kick out of her. And I think her family is beautiful. Her mother is funny. Her husband is great. Her kids are beautiful. I mean, it's just a wonderful situation to see as an actual housewife cast member. And so I really do enjoy watching that. So I'm excited for this season. Of course, as you can tell, as I have shared multiple times, I am extremely excited for it. I think that we are starting off fresh. I know that it was a little dipsy last season, but there has been some changes. So I'm curious to see how this all shapes up. I do hope that it's not going to be a season that we will feel like it needs to change right away again. I'm hoping that this will be smooth sailing all the way through Potomac for us. There's so many things to go and tackle for this season. So I'm looking forward to all of it. And of course, if you do have the opportunity before watching the premiere, if you plan on catching up and you want to hear a couple of more highlights about what to expect, feel free to check out a couple of those videos that I have if you have not already done so. And I think that'll about do it for this video. I'm so glad that you were here for me again, watching and hanging out. I quite enjoyed just chatting and chilling with you with video. So of course, if you are new here and you have not had opportunity to hit that subscribe button, I wish that you would and become part of the family here. I would so love to have you. And of course, if you appreciate the update, I so appreciate a like of the video because that makes it, something I would appreciate. And I thank you so much in advance for that. And of course, I do appreciate all of your viewing and listening support. So thank you so much again. I do realize that we still have many people, and I think for some time to come, are going to be dealing with the effects of Hurricane Helene. So please, continue to keep praying for those who have been devastated really behind this hurricane. There's also some activity out there. We're starting to hear about a new hurricane. That's Hurricane Milton, I believe the name is, and it's October 6th today. So if you're watching this at the time, that's what's happening in this time frame. And so, it's looking to, make landfall, I think by the end of this week. And some of the areas that have already been hit are probably going to be in its path as well again. So definitely be paying close attention to what's going on in your local areas in regards to preparing for this storm. And, just honestly, just keep up with the prayers and, being there and checking on your people. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. I thank you so much again. You take care and you stay blessed. And until next time, make sure though that you have your notification bell on, because I actually will be dropping another video later on that you'll be able to peruse through as well. And I think it's going to be kind of a fun one. I mean, it's definitely a funny one, at least to me anyways, because, look, I'm not gonna lie. I like to see when karma is needed, and we get to see that. Sometimes you don't get to see the karma of those people who really need that kind of a humbling experience. So yeah, that's what that video is going to be about. So that being said, again, I bid you adieu. Thank you again. And until next time, bye.